Okay, so I woke up this morning and that cold weather is finally here, and I thought, is that frost? And it wasn't quite cold enough for frost, but it made me think it's time to start preparing for when that first 34 degrees comes, or gets even colder than that. So let's talk about real quick what we want to do in the garden, especially with some of our maybe a little more cold sensitive crinums. This is a Mrs. James Hendry crinum. Smells amazing. It's going to be blooming for Thanksgiving, but we are going to get a frost that's going to kill back this foliage. And so one of the things I do this time of year is I make sure that I start mulching over them a little bit more. I'm gonna let all this foliage die down naturally. It's gonna make like a little blanket over it. And if you're out in the country, it turns brown, and that's fine to leave that on there. And that acts like a blanket, that dead foliage. But here in a more formal gardening, more of a formal garden, I gotta take that off so it looks nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it off when it all gets a little brownish and it dies back, and I'm gonna put a mound of potting soil over my crinum, and that's gonna help keep it for the winter. I'm also worried about my Meyer lemons right now. I love my lemon trees, and I understand that maybe I should be working with something that's not so cold sensitive, but we love lemons around here. So here are all my paper whites right now that are blooming in this bed. And then over here, I've got my lemons. All I'm gonna do here with my lemons, generally in at least our part of Texas, I just have to put a plastic covering over them during the wintertime. That takes care of it. Or I might actually bring it into my shop, which is behind me. But to me, having these lemons are worth it. So a little bit of frost protection on some of my more cold sensitive plants is completely worth it for me, but that's what I'm thinking about right now this time of year. And that's probably what you should be thinking about as well.